I never wanted the night shift. Working late at an office is already soul-sucking enough. But when you're the only one left in a half-lit, silent building, it does something to your mind. It makes you hear things, see things. But I didn't have a choice. Bills don't pay themselves, and ever since layoffs hit our department, the workload had doubled. When my manager asked me to cover night shifts for a month, I reluctantly agreed. My office was in Hartwell Tower, an old corporate building downtown. It was one of those places that had been renovated so many times you could still feel the weight of the past pressing down through the modern decor. 13 floors, but no one ever used the 13th. It was locked, supposedly abandoned. I didn't think much of it, not at first. It was my third night shift. 1:36 a.m. The office was dead silent, except for the distant hum of the vending machine and the occasional creak of the building settling. I had my headphones in, half watching a video on my phone while waiting for a file transfer to finish. Then the landline rang. I jumped. Who the hell calls an office phone in the middle of the night? I hesitated before answering. Hartwell Corporation. This is Evan speaking. Silence. Hello? Faint breathing on the other end. Slow. Shaky. Then, help me. A whisper. Hoarse. Desperate. A woman's voice. I froze. Who is this? No response. Then the line clicked and went dead. I sat there, heart pounding. Probably a prank. Or some drunk idiot dialing random numbers. Yeah, that had to be it. I hung up. But as I turned back to my screen, I noticed something that made my stomach twist. The call had come from inside the building. My breath caught in my throat. The 13th floor. The floor that wasn't supposed to be in use. I told myself I wouldn't check. I really did. But after an hour, I couldn't focus. The silence of the office pressed against my ears, heavy and suffocating. My curiosity clawed at me. I just needed to see, just to confirm that no one was there. I grabbed my security badge and made my way to the elevator. The ride up was slow, too slow. The air inside felt thick, heavy, like I was sinking into something. With a ding, the doors slid open. The 13th floor was dark. Not just dim, pitch black. The only light came from the flickering exit sign at the far end of the hallway. The walls were bare, the air stale, filled with the scent of dust and something else, something like rotting paper. I took a step forward, and then a phone rang. I nearly screamed. It was coming from one of the offices. The door at the end of the hallway had a small window, and beyond it, I could see the faint glow of a desk lamp. The phone rang again. I shouldn't have gone in. I should have turned around and left. But I stepped forward, hands shaking as I pushed the door open. The office was empty. Just an old desk covered in papers, an outdated computer, and an old landline phone ringing insistently. I picked up the receiver with trembling fingers. Silence. Then, the same whisper. He's watching. I spun around so fast I nearly tripped, but there was no one there. Then the lights went out. I stumbled backward, my breath coming in short, panicked gasps. The only illumination came from the computer monitor, which had flickered to life on its own. A security feed. The screen displayed a live camera feed of my office downstairs. My desk, my chair, and someone standing behind it. A tall, shadowed figure, completely still. Watching. I bolted out of the room. The hallway stretched ahead of me, impossibly long, the exit sign flickering like a dying heartbeat. My legs moved before my mind did, propelling me toward the elevator, slamming the button over and over. The doors finally slid open, and I threw myself inside, jamming the close button. Just before the doors shut, I saw it. A silhouette at the end of the hall, standing just outside the office door. I barely made it back to my floor before collapsing into my chair, my heart pounding. The security feed on my monitor was black, and then the landline rang. I refused to answer. I sat there, staring at the phone as it rang again and again, each shrill tone slicing through the thick silence of the office. Finally, it stopped. A voicemail notification blinked on the screen. Hands shaking, I hit play. At first, it was just static. Then, faintly, "Evan." I nearly fell out of my chair. "Evan, why did you go upstairs?" It was the same whispering voice, but something about it was off, distorted, like two voices speaking at once, one human, one not. Then the message ended. The silence that followed was worse. I grabbed my things and left. I called in sick for the next 2 nights. On the third night, I got a call from my boss. "Hey, Evan," weird question. "Did you let someone up to the 13th floor?" I felt the blood drain from my face. "What?" "Security found one of the office doors open. Looks like someone's been using it. Thing is, there's no record of anyone going up there." I swallowed hard. "Probably just some IT guys messing around." My boss continued. "Anyway, see you tomorrow." I didn't answer, because at that moment, I heard it. A click. Not from my cell phone. From my office landline. The call had been coming from inside the building. And then, softly, through the receiver, "See you soon, Evan." The line went dead. I quit the next day. I don't know who or what called me. I don't know who that figure in the security footage was. But sometimes, late at night, my phone rings. Unknown caller. No message. No voice. Just breathing. I never answer. Because I know if I do, I'll hear that whisper again. And this time, I won't get away.